This video is to help show you how to use the PubMed database to find articles. So if you go to PubMed, I've actually provided a link along with this video because the web address isn't quite as easy to remember, and you just don't click the WSSU website or anything. So it's pubmed.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. So this is from the National Library of Medicine, and they catalog any journal, particularly higher quality journals. They have to meet certain criteria in order to even get their articles and their journals included in this database that might publish information related to health. And so health and medicine, this is the go-to database for that. So again, here's a search bar. We use it the same way as the other databases. And I'm going to click on the advanced search because this is a little bit easier to see. Add terms to the query box, all fields. See, we can do all fields, author, book, date, so forth. All these different ways that we can look for things. And let's suppose that we are looking for a reference to address the question about toenail funguses. And so if we enter here, we can start with toenail, no, won't capitalize that till, and fungus. And now we can hit the add button, and that's now adds to our query box. We can actually go in and change terms if we know an author. We can do all kinds of things, dates, journals, but we're going to just keep it simple and do that. You can actually do this on the first page as well if you're not adding any other fields. Now we do our search, and we bring up a lot of results. We have 2009 results. There's way too many. But one thing I really like of the PubMed database is this feature right here where you can adjust the results by year. And then we'll scroll down and look at some of the other things that we can adjust the results for. And so we can actually drag this and limit our search. And you can see how many articles are already being lost here. But if I go, let's say 2016 to 2020, oh, by golly, look, I'm down to just 395 results now. A little bit more manageable. We can further limit this if we look at things like here. It says abstract. I'm not interested in abstracts. You don't want to check that one. Free full text. This is one way to use PubMed, and if you click free full text, only the free articles are available. And if we look further down, it says article type, books and documents, clinical trial, review, systematic review. We don't need to worry about that. We're also not going to worry about years because we adjusted that up top. So if I just click here and I go free full text, how many of those 395 results are with me still? Well, I'm down to 158. A little more manageable, but maybe a little bit too many to look at. What should I add for a search term? Well, maybe I'm interested in whether or not it's contagious. And one way to do this is just with, C-O-N-T-A-G, because that would C-O-N-T-A-G, that'll cover contagious, contagion, and so forth. So let's add that to our search. No results were found. So we didn't find anything. I'm just going to try contagious just to make sure that that's true. I get one article, and it's just showing me one thing, and it's a case study, which means it's not even a full study. It's of one patient. They're reporting something. So we need to go back. And let's maybe change our search terms just a little bit. Toenail and fungus, and maybe I want to focus on treatments. Now remember, if you focus on treatments, you still have to get them to focus on the biology of how the treatments work. What is it that they do? But darn it, I still have 241 results. So what can I do to limit this further? Well, remember, I limited by year. I'm going to limit by year again. We're going to go 2016 to 20. Now we're down to 83 results. This might be enough that you can start to glance through the titles and start to pick up whether or not that's an article in which you're interested. And if you find one, go for it. And because remember, in the end, you just have to find 5 articles. You may need to find more because some of those may not work. But that gives you, some idea of what you can do. Again, using this database, remember this had the free article. So if I click on it, I can go to the article. You can get the whole one for free. We can cite it. So here's a whole citation link. Now this is from PubMed, which is relatively close to our required format. And what you can do is copy this, go to a Word document, paste it. Remember to make sure it's in the right font and everything. And I want to show you here, the authors are all exactly as I require it for this class. Here's the title, exactly as I require for this class. Here's the title of the journal with a period after it in italics, exactly as I require for this class. Here is the year, the volume number, the issue, and the page number. It's a little bit different because I want a space after the semicolon after the year of publication. We don't need to include the volume numbers. You can delete, the issue numbers. You can delete the part here in parentheses. And then I do want a space after the issue number. So you can put a space there. And then the page numbers here was called inclusive. So it's 927 to 933. And this DOI here, this is a digital object identifier that if I enter this into any web search engine, it can take me to that article. This will never change. Other things may change, but that will never change. However, I don't require it for this class, so we're just going to delete it. But now we have a properly formatted reference that we can use for this class. So you can also get that from the PubMed database. So that's some things that you can do to use the PubMed database. I would only recommend this one if you're really interested in some health, a health-related topic, because this will narrow you down a little bit more while keeping you a little bit more broad than some of the other databases that you would typically use.